give me a second for
Because you did 5. That's the most recent one you've done.
Yeah, I recently did 5, and I've done all the previous ones before that. I did the Air Combat, which was the first PlayStation game. I did Ace Combat 2. I did a Japanese, a Japanese to English translated version of Ace Combat 3, because the third one was butchered when it was brought here to the States. They cut out the whole story.
Are you serious?
I wish I was joking.
Okay, that's one way to butcher a fucking game. That's one way to do it. Let's just cut the story. Fuck it. No one's gonna notice. It's a game about flying airplanes. Fuck it. Oh my god, that's funny. That's fucking funny.
Oh, what's even more funny is the actual story. Can you imagine a game that makes less sense than Metal Gear Solid 2?
I can, but it's horrifying.
And you know how mind-melting the story is of Metal Gear Solid 2.
I played it I played it 3 times. I couldn't tell you what really happened if you put a fucking gun to my head.
Well,
like, you put a gun to my head and say, tell me the plot of that game in 25 words or less. You're gonna have to shoot me, because I can't
within
tell
the
you.
next couple of days, Neon, I'll be putting up the rest of my playthrough of Ace Combat 3, and you can see the story for yourself.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, man. Because you have me so intrigued. You've said it makes less sense than Metal Gear 2. I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta see this. So is this...
And,
okay,
after,
keep going.
and after that, I streamed Ace Combat 4, which, to me, it's the best one, but others disagree.
Because I've only, like I said, the only Ace Combat game I ever played was the spin-off that everyone hated. I feel like I've not even played the Ace Combat game, considering the reactions I got when I said that once. Like, that was the only one I played. I couldn't, because I got it for, like, cheap. I got it on 360. I'm like, it's fine, you know? And then I find out there's, like, this whole lineage to this series that I had never heard of until after I finished it.
And the whole lineage takes place on a fictional world.
Oh yeah, that I don't even think the spin-off even... That's probably the reason I played the spin-off, was the fact it just doesn't... It pretty much has, like, the most minimal story. I mean, but like I said, this is before I learned anything about these games.
Yeah, I think Assault Horizon and Joint Assault, I think they take place within our world. Where it's actually between the United States and Russia, whereas with the other games, there's these fictional countries called Ossia, Eurasia, Usia, Estovakia, Yuktobania. I come to call them, like, not Russia, not America, that kind of
yeah.
thing.
You not what was the one of them's clearly named after Yugoslavia or something, because that was a big war at the time.
I think that's the case.
Yeah. I mean, come on, that was 92. You had to have remembered the Bosnian Revolution. Come on. Come on, don't tell me you don't remember what that was. The siege of Yugoslavia, like Shibera, whatever it was called. Shitloads of people died.
I would have to go back and read it, because
Look, there's so many. Like, you honestly, like, when were you born?
79.
Okay, then there's been like
should
50,
know this.
but there's been like 50 genocides. So I mean, it is kind of hard to narrow them down after a certain point. Like,
the sad part is I should know this.
Honestly, you don't have to, because it's genocide history is one of the most depressing things you can learn about. I did a paper on the Rwandan genocide and just was angry for like a week after doing it, because I'm like, fuck humanity and fuck everybody. Yeah, reading about genocides is the saddest shit ever.
But yeah, after I finished Ace Combat 4, which I invented the concept of Air Force Jesus, after that, there was Ace Combat 5, the Unsung War, which people say is the greatest one because it has a story between the United States and Russia, and, well, okay, not America, not Russia, and it turns out not Germany is the villain.
Oh, I could see why that's some people's favorites. Because it's basically, yeah, I can see that.
and it has
I
this one
okay.
mission.
You have me so fascinated because I thought these were just jet fighting games. Apparently, they're like alternate history, like fan fiction almost. It's basically what this sounds like. This sounds like alt history fan fiction.
I know him. It's going to.
This is like, you know, seriously. By the way, fun fact: if you go on fanfiction.com and look up history, you're gonna find some very interesting reads, just straight up.
Gosh, I hope this game works.
It's just so this is only on PS2, right? I looked it up. This is only
This is the last one on the PlayStation 2.
and then they all went
They
because
went,
I know there was one for 360, which was 6, and then there was the spin-off, and then we have 7, which came for next gen. I think it's the only one to get like a full multi-platform release.
yeah, and then there were the two PSP games. Yeah.
Oh
One that
god,
took,
don't tell me that this is one of those games where the story is so fucked up. You actually have to play the PS2 games to get like actual story knowledge.
I don't know yet. I never got.
I hope to God this isn't one of those, because Metal Gear does that, and so does Kingdom Hearts, and I fucking resent them both for doing that. And then they're like side things. They're like full stories that like just gated off. You're like, you're fucking kidding me.
Well, that's why I'm streaming them, because there is a story, and if you wanna know what's going on, watch my stream.
I'm fascinated because I thought this was just some game about shooting jets. I didn't know there was like I said, this is basically alternate history fan fiction. Essentially, what this is.
Well, I'll tell you one overlaying event that happened that caused a lot of nasty shit to go down. There was this big giant asteroid named Ulysses. It was named Ulysses, and it crashed into the Earth.
Okay.
Many countries built anti-asteroid weapons to blow it up in space, or at least minimize the damage.
Okay.
And still, a couple of countries were permanently fucked in the process. And out of desperation, some of them decided to go tyrannical and go invade other countries.
So, because of the asteroid, shit hit the fan, and we're living in like some fucked up world where like it's basically like if the Cold War actually escalated to like a real war, just countries got dissolved into other countries.
Pretty much. And yet somehow they're able to afford all of these billion-dollar jets.
That's a good point, actually. Like if you suck up like Germany, like doesn't the world economy take like a massive hit because of that? Because there's a whole country that just doesn't exist anymore.
One would think.
I imagine like the like, yeah, I imagine. I just keep thinking when I keep thinking back to these fucked up money economy. I keep thinking back to like Goldfinger's plan from Goldfinger. It's like I'm gonna rob Fort Knox. I'm like, isn't that gonna like make the gold useless? Because the world economy is just gonna have a fucking meltdown. You know what? Fuck it. It's a video game. This is a medium where weirder shit has happened. This
is an arcade style game.
Yeah, this is a place where zombies, wizards, and women in bikinis basically coexist in the same world. So fuck it. Fuck it. Let's just not even ask questions. Move on.
I know him. It's going to.
I have yet to see a bikini in this series.
You know what? There is one. There is a new one. Maybe. Japanese love their tits, man.
Those who live for pride.
They love them so.
Those who can read the tide of battle.
I do have to say the
Are these? Oh God, is this an FMV?
The CGI has gotten so much better.
That's CG.
Years. That's CG.
Fuck, I thought that was an FMV.
It's an FMV of CG.
It looks like an FMV though. like he's about to just scold you for fucking up or something. Or this is like Red Alert, like it's gonna.
He's recalling his events of a war.
Yeah, no, this is
between not America and not Germany.
Not
which,
America,
by the way,
not.
Which, by the way, not Germany is right next to not America.
Mm.
And even though it's not the same world, it's evidently separated by the same 5 Great Lakes. You recognize Lake Huron, Lake Superior, Lake Erie?
Yeah, of course, of course. I'm just reading the subtitles, just trying to understand where this is going. I'm actually kind of, I just want to see, like, I want to get to the point. I want to follow this story and maybe get to the point where I'm like Metal Gear. I'm like, all right, I'm done. You lost me. I'm done. I'm gonna just enjoy the madness and just play the game now. Fuck it.
They intend to attack our base in an initiative to gain hegemony over the entire Republic of Ustio. Blay Air Base is our country's
Okay,
last
Ustio is a neighboring country.
And I feel like I need to pull out a map to memorize all these goddamn countries.
Well, if you want to, in the stream chat, I did post a link to the map.
Oh dear God! All right, I'm gonna take a look at this. I'm actually very interested now.
There's also 2 articles that pointed to Wheel Girl because she was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, you know what? These 2 articles are all you need to know.
All right, let me do the map more, and I kind of want to follow this as I go. Like I'm one of those people who like to kind of figure shit out as I'm going along because that makes it more interesting. That makes me want to pay attention to it. You're like, oh,
Right
so
on.
that's why this shit is going on.
Okay, so
That's why the weird looking white haired dude is naked cartwheeling down a fuck. Actually, I don't think they ever gave a reason for that one.
Okay, so my first jet is the MiG-21 fish bed. All right.
So these are all real jets, out of curiosity.
Yes.
Okay, that I'm interested in because I was wondering.
In fact, they had to get the rights from Lockheed Martin to
Yeah.
be able to use these.
Which I'm sure is expensive. I mean, I wonder how
Yeah.
expensive it is to rent the rights to. Because I know all those car games would probably pay out the nose, especially if you want a license like Ferrari. You're like, oh, good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah, there was a point where Sega lost the license to Ferrari, and thus Outrun 2 had to be pulled.
I know there's a couple of games. I know there's one that what was it, like Test Drive? You can't buy it anymore because they lost the Ferrari rights, so they can't act. And like Ferrari is like half the games on that, half the cars in that game, so they just thought it was easier to pull it.
Yeah.
Well, these days now it's like all ultra realistic racing, like your Gran Turismos and your Forzas. Actually, Forza's pretty arcadey. It's more arcadey than Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo is like ridiculously complex. I mean, actually, Codemasters makes some pretty good arcade racers. They're probably the last company that does it, really. It's probably the reason they're still in business too.
Okay, so we are Golem team this time around, for whatever that's worth.
So is this? I'm assuming this game doesn't go for like how like realistic is this? Is this like an arcade type of situation, or are we dealing with like a full on simulator here?
Yes.
Oh, because I know the spin-off I played, which I barely remember, but I remember it basically being like basically just point at target, press trigger, and you win. That's literally how the game played.
You carry about 50 missiles. What do you think?
Okay, then this is definitely a good luck, because you're gonna fucking need it, because this is like Microsoft Flight Simulator if they added combat to it. I know a guy who actually got his pilot license playing Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's that complex, apparently. Like, you can use it as a training device.
Did you just hear this guy? He said, let's treat ourselves to a little hot whiskey after this. I'm like,
Oh,
what's hot whiskey?
Yeah, oh no, I heard that. I just ignored it because I thought I was hearing things. I'm like, yeah, clearly, maybe that's a Japanese thing, like Sasuke. I don't know. I'm trying to understand.
Like sake?
Sake is. Do you serve sake hot? I don't think you serve. I don't know any whiskey that's served hot that's not put in coffee. You know, like
warm, but not. I don't know if it's supposed to be hot.
I drink whiskey. I drink my alcohol on the rocks. I mean, because first of all, it's hard to drink fucking like straight alcohol. Have you tried drinking straight alcohol? Like, it burns. If
I think the last time I tried drinking any kind of liquor was when my brother tried to sneak in beer when I was trying to drink orange juice down at the Outer Banks.
how did that go?
Uh, it didn't taste all that good. And I remember the last time he actually had me try Bud Light, it took 3 cans of ginger ale to wash out the taste.
Dude, Bud. To be for Bud Light tastes like shit. Tastes like piss, piss in a can.
Much like most other American liquors.
Not it's beer, not liquor, but I mean,
Well, beer. I'm sorry.
do you drink? Because I drink like a fucking sailor. I mean, you talk to me, I drink like I think I outdrank him that day, considering I had a whole 6-pack in 90 minutes. That tells you how I am sometimes.
I do kind of feel bad. I mean, I have a bottle of Anthony's strawberry wine still
Oh.
sitting in my mini fridge.
Ooh,
I haven't drank it.
well, that sounds delicious.
It probably would have had I actually drank it. It's been sitting there for what, 3 years?
Oh, dude, some liquor. I have a 50-year-old bottle of cognac that has been sitting in my liquor cabinet that my grandpa owned. We have not touched it. It's like 25 years old, and I think I'm gonna drink it when the world ends. When I know I'm gonna die and everything's fucked, I'm just gonna crack that sucker open and drink it.
It looks like there's some kind of fuzz at the very bottom of the bottle.
Oh, that's probably the flavoring. I assume it's not very expensive wine.
It's
How
like
much
some
was
kind
it?
of, it didn't cost anything. He just gave it to me
Oh.
and several others in the LKM.
Well, I hope it's tasty.
I'm afraid to try.
Well,
I
maybe
don't
that
wanna-
might be something fun to do one night. Let's try the fucking 3-year-old bottle of what is it? What flavor wine is it? Like cherry?
Strawberry
Strawberry.
wine.
Oh dear God, that'd be fascinating. I would.
As you can see from that last shot, unfortunately, it's not a press button and win game type of deal.
No, because that's how the game I played was. That's probably why people hated it, because it's barely a simulator. Apparently, it's basically just. You ever played Hawk? Tom Clancy's Hawk.
I don't think I ever played a Tom Clancy game.
You'd never played like any Tom Clancy game?
No,
Rainbow Six, Splinter, none of them.
no.
Shit, man.
I feel kind of bad. I feel like I missed out.
Dude, there's some good shit. Fuck, I mean, damn, I thought you'd at least play like one. I thought you'd at least play like even like Rainbow Six Vegas or something. I mean, that was pretty big at the time.
I do have Splinter Cell for the original Xbox, but only because it was used to mod my Xbox. Because there's only like 3 games that you can use hacked save data to install Linux.
And that was one of them.
Yeah, that was one of them. The other 2, for the record, are 007 Agent Under Fire, and the other one was Mech Assault.
I get Mech Assault. Why Agent Under Fire, though? I get Mech Assault because that was an exclusive, right?
It's just in how they were coded, I guess.
My friend had Mech Assault. Most fun I had with that game was when I was at his house, just stepping on human soldiers and just watching the red. That was the most fun I ever had with that game. Was just
It all started on that
stepping on them.
Ah, fuck the word of Blake,
My
by the
first
way.
impression was
What?
he had
The
potential.
word of
Oh,
Blake,
God.
that was the terrorist group in Mech Assault.
Oh yeah. The 2 Atlases they have guarding their base. Yeah, fuck that bullshit. Like, you know what?
That was rough.
Fuck Atlas, because my buddy pissed me off. He'd play as an Atlas in the Blitz screen that we used to play, and yeah, fuck the Atlas. That thing was OP as fuck.
Thanks to you, Belka's attack on Valais Air Base is
Something happened with my Xbox, by the way. I need to I'm gonna have to get it replaced.
Decide who wins the Belkin War.
So it won't turn on anymore. I'm guessing a capacitor blew. And
Yeah.
I had just got an HDMI plug-in.
Like
So I-
the 360 or the original.
The original Xbox.
Ah,
Yeah, I really wanted to be able to stream original Xbox games. I was actually hoping to stream Mercenaries 1 and 2.
oh yeah, you can't get those on PC. Well, you can, but
Only if you already bought them.
yeah, only if you already bought it, and it's out of print because EA.
Yay! Wow, that menu's glitchy.
You know, speaking of Splinter Cell, I've always hoped Ubisoft would get the balls because they played Wildlands and they had Sam Fisher make a cameo, and he's actually played by Michael Ironside. So I'm hoping one day I can get the actual send off because Conviction was kind of okay, but I want like a real send off to Sam Fisher.
Oh, now they start showing the opening credits. Okay.
Oh, this is one of those screenplay. This had a screen. This had a screen. How fucking cute. You know, to be fair, I have read video game screenplays. They're like 900 fucking pages. They're absurd. Like there's a great story. The guy who wrote GTA 4, he showed off the screenplay. It's like 2,000 pages. It's fucking ridiculous.
Osea continued to flourish. Amidst the economic panic, an extreme right-wing party took power within Belka.
You can tell it's the future because of the year 1991. I love that. I love like one of my favorite examples of that. Just to go off track for a moment is Escape from New York, the far-off dystopian year of 1997.
It was the beginning of the Belkan War.
Yeah, not Germany decided to make one last-ditch effort to declare war on the world.
Oh yeah, because that worked so well. The first, actually, they've done it twice. Actually, World War One was kind of just Europe eating itself, but
They had a version of that in this game. It's referred to. Like 1901, there was a war with this Balkan nation. And
oh yeah, so because the third time's the charm.
This, of course, can be found in any history book.
Because
at
the
some
third.
point- Go ahead.
No, because I'm gonna just one more joke. Yeah, because the third in the trilogy usually ends up being the best one. Of course, it fucking does. I mean, look at TNT 3, Godfather 3, you know, shit like that.
But most of the
Alright, sorry, keep going.
complete. Still,
Since it was already mentioned in Ace Combat 5, sometime in this game, I'm guessing,
history of the Balkan War.
not Germany decides to commit the unthinkable by detonating 7 nuclear bombs along your border.
Wait, along their own border or along
Yes.
other people?
Their own border.
Fuck, that's hardcore.
It's questionable if he ever
Fuck, I don't even think ISIS would go to that level, and ISIS is fucking insane. Jesus Christ.
And they're trying so hard to be. They're trying so hard to make this country like Germany. Did the Nazis ever think about nuking their own country?
No, we didn't. The Nazis didn't even get nuked. It was their friends. It was their best friends.
I mean, they had the V2 rocket, but they didn't contain
Yeah,
a
that
nuke.
yeah, they did have the V2 rocket, but unfortunately, yeah, and then Russia came along right before that happened. So, and that was the last time United States ever trust Russia with anything, pretty much. Really, I mean, that's the only time they ever got along. Was kicking the shit out of Hitler. Actually, Russia did most of that because Russia was pissed after Stalingrad. They're like, I want blood, goddammit. World War II is so much fun to read about if you put, like, you know, because it's basically a bunch of egotistical maniacs. And, like, the reason they could have won World War II, the problem is they tried to invade Russia during the winter. And the rest is history, pretty much. They could have won that war.
Because that was such a great idea. Invade a cold country during winter. Sure.
He was problem is Hitler was a complete egomaniac and didn't think didn't really think before he did stuff. I'm gonna kill every Jew. I'm gonna kill every Jew in Europe. Wait, how many camps am I gonna need? Oh fuck. Jesus. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. That's why he killed himself. He read the gas bill and then just went in the bunker and shot himself. German gas bill company came. He did the shit on purpose. The son of a bitch.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, there's so many to pick from, and I don't know any of the differences between any of them. Oh, fucking napalm. Oh man.
Alright,
Love
so,
how the
so my little jet now has bombs, which is nice.
rocket launcher. I'm just. Oh, you're just buying aircraft. You can sell aircraft. Who's buying aircraft? We can just sell aircrafts, you know? Like, who's buying them? Oh, just some terrorist group in the mountains of, like, not Russia. Okay, sure. Fuck it. Like...
I think this is the one I used in the last mission. Intercept craft capable of short takeoff and landing, STOL. Its characteristic double delta wing design allows for low air resistance and high maneuverability at low speeds.
I would say one of the things I love to do is variety, so try a different jet, maybe. Like, I like just switching up constantly, keeping things interesting. Hope you use that napalm. I saw there was napalm for sale. Oh, that'd be fucking fun.
Well, some aircraft do have access to fuel air explosive bombs.
Yeah, which is napalm.
I thought it was just simply high explosive fuel.
Well, that yeah, it's probably what it's called, but the thing read napalm, so that's what I'm going to call it. Because napalm just sounds way scarier.
The
When they
F5
launch...
Tiger II. Low cost, lightweight tactical fire with respectable capability in all areas, easy to fly and maintain. The Tiger II is employed in air forces around the globe. It sounds nice, but good God, it has a very low complement of missiles.
I assume because like a lot of these, I'm assuming because it's around the world, it's pretty cheap, so that's probably why.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, cheap, because that's probably still like a several $100 million plane. I mean,
there is an aircraft I can buy if I can get 200,000 credits.
200,000. That's the cheapest jet in the world. Like, to get 200,000 for a jet. I'm sorry.
And the only reason I even have it available is because I managed to unlock it in the other two games.
Wait, what? Wait. This game has you can cross shit over from other games. Are you serious?
But like I said, it's all part of a big story.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's pretty fucking cool, actually.
Yeah, there's only two other games I've ever seen that had that kind of functionality with saves.
Was Mass Effect
the other two being Armored Core.
Oh, yeah, Armored Core did that. Yes, completely forgot about that.
And Suikoden 1 and 2.
Where was the last one? Sorry.
Suikoden, which was a Konami RPG.
Never played it. The name sounds familiar, but I've never actually played it. I played Armored Core. I played Armored Core because I fell in love with From Software after playing Dark Souls, so I kind of just went through their whole library.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I'm a late starter, but fuck it. I mean, Armored Core is fucking awesome. I like Dark Souls. I'm looking forward to Sekiro, but I'm really hoping that they have the balls to make like a new Armored Core game. And they have the pedigree. Fuck it, they can do it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I mean, all he has to say is like, why should we fund an Armored Core game? I made Dark Souls. Fuck it, sure.
And I'm probably in the minority on this, but I would love to see another King's Field.
Oh yeah, they did do that as well. They did do that. Yeah, they have
Field
like
was Kingsfield was actually the first ever PlayStation game I ever played.
Fascinating. Was that a I'm trying to remember what Kingsfield was.
It's a first-person RPG.
Oh yeah. They did a horror game as well. What was it? Hold on. From Software did a horror game.
Demon Souls, I think.
No, Demon Souls is the prototype for Dark Souls.
Okay.
So it's
Horror,
not
horror,
Dark
horror.
Souls
I'm
is
trying to think.
well, Dark Souls could be considered a horror in some circles. I mean, you play it like a horror game. You just gotta move from corner to corner, and then the fucking monster just grabs you and kills you.
I'm a monster. I'm gonna get you.
I mean, you've played Dark Souls. You know the oh, here it is. Kuon, Kuon.
Cool on.
Yeah, this is one of those. This sounds like one of those. Like it's based on like like Ringu or The Grudge. Like it sounds like that.
Ringu or Ju-on.
Ju-on The Grudge. Or like because there was that weird period where everyone just became fascinated with Japanese themed folklore horror.
And didn't they try one from South Korea, which was called The Host?
No, the host is more like an action film than a horror movie. It's fucking awesome too. Like it's a really fucking cool movie.
Like a giant mutant tadpole.
It's a giant monster film. It's actually a bit of a comedy too. Like there's this the scene when it's attacking the park. There's a girl about to slit her wrist with a razor blade, and she's like, "No, my life's worth living. I'm gonna change everything." Then the monster just comes in and bites her fucking face off. Oh, it's fucking hilarious. I wouldn't call it horror. It's more action, but I mean, it does have horror stuff in it. Like I'm talking like there's that period where like everything was like Japanese theme horror. You had like Fatal Frame 2 had come out, which I fucking love that game. I would pay to see Fatal Frame 2 get like a full HD remake because that game is horrifying.
Well, considering their trophies in Smash Brothers, I figure they'll probably do it sometime.
I hope they fucking do. Well, it's weird because Tecmo Koei puts money in that series, even though it's never really turned a profit since the second game. The second game was the only one that was like really commercially successful. You know, and they didn't even release like they I don't think they even released 3 or 4 stateside. I think 5th's the only other game to get like a stateside release. And even then, it just got like dumped on the Wii U. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's that one game that they have to say, "Hey, look, we don't just make Dynasty Warriors games, and, fan service simulators."
We don't just make Dynasty Warriors. We made one with Legend of Zelda in it. That's cool, right?
We
Right.
made Dynasty Warriors with Legend of Zelda. That's completely different. I heard that was actually a pretty good one too. Actually, as far as like. Because it's just Dynasty Warriors with Zelda, and depending on how you feel about Dynasty, I like Dynasty Warriors. I've always had have you played Dynasty Warriors?
No, I know of it.
I've
seen the game in action.
Yeah, there is nothing more satisfying than shutting your brain off and killing 100,000 people in a field with a giant sword.
And that's the secret of life.
Yeah, it has no strategy. It's literally you just killing things, and it is the perfect game to shut your brain off. It is beautiful.
Yeah,
I heard the Zelda.
all of the enemy jets.
I heard the Zelda one. Did you ever play the Zelda game? I heard it was actually they did one with what was the Dragon Quest or something? They did one as well.
I can't remember if they did one with Dragon Quest.
They did one with Dragon Quest. Well, Megaforce did it. Who makes the Dynasty Warriors games? And they Megaforce does a couple of stuff, but they're basically just variation on Dynasty Warrior with X property.
You know what's sad? I hear the name Megaforce. I can't help but think of the '80s movie with the.
Who was it? God, who was in Megaforce? Who was he? I can't remember his name.
Oh, no, I'm joking.
No, you know what? It may as well have been a Godfrey Hill movie. It's so fucking cheesy.
I do know and this is the only reason I even know about that movie. I have the Atari 2600 game.
Oh yeah, they did make one because they really thought that movie was going to be a hit. They really thought that movie was going to be a fucking hit. They really like 20th Century was banking on that fucking thing, and then it came out and like tanked miserably.
Even back in the 80s, 20th Century Fox had a video game division.
Yeah, no, they really like thought that Megaforce was going to be like the next Star Wars. They really did. Because this was in that period, like there's this weird fucked up mindset. Like if you make something similar to what you're ripping off, you'll make the same amount of money. Which is a
Yeah,
very
like what was it, Laser Blast the movie or something like that, this guy has a laser cannon and he shoots a big Star Wars billboard, trying to say, hey,
Starfighter. Because Laser Blast is a shitty movie from the 70s where an asshole kid finds it's a brilliant premise. It's an asshole psychotic kid finds an alien laser gun and just goes on a rampage with it.
Yeah, but there was like some kind of statement from the people who wrote the movie or directed the movie, having the guy shoot a Star Wars billboard.
Oh, we actually talking about Laser Blast, or are we thinking of another film?
Laser Blast.
Oh, I haven't seen Laser Blast in so long. There might have been a scene, but because honestly, Laser Blast is kind of unwatchable. It's kind of terrible.
Passage along Route 171 has been secured.
Yay!
It's awful.
I cleared a highway.
Yay! We killed people. Hooray for war!
And here's
profiteering off misery.
Here's something to note. There's actually a little sliding bar that goes either way depending on your actions in the mission, kind of like Mass Effect's Paragon and Renegade thingy. You actually have neutral, which is soldier, good guy, which is knight, and mercenary, which is
evil.
bad.
Yeah, mercenaries are evil. We know that.
This is the only game that does this.
I'm assuming it wasn't popular if it's the only game of a series that did this. I'm going to assume it was not popular among people.
I don't think it was received well.
I mean, yeah, I kind of hate moral systems because who cares if I want to be Hitler? You gave me the tools to do it, you know? That's what I tell
The Realm
people.
Table.
So it reminds me of that amazing meme, and I'm assuming you've seen it. When you're playing the villain in a game, but the quest makes you good, you're like Hitler, Special Agent Hitler, FBI. I love that picture so much.
What? I'm Revan? Oh my goodness!
I'm going to assume Revan in the game. We're talking about the game right now, right?
Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh yeah. You know, it's sad because BioWare is probably going to be shut down within the end of the year.
So we're about to go into what's called a no man's land.
Oh, I know what a no man's land is.
This is a special part where there is no country. No country owns it,
Yeah.
and it's used to test new aircraft.
Oh.
And it's also a place where countries will come together and settle their disputes without causing any kind of war.
Well, no man's land. Okay, I'm thinking of World War I. No man's land. It's basically abandon all hope, ye who go into this area, because you're gonna fucking die.
And there's no radio signals. It's kind of like a dead zone. So if you get shot down, it's gonna be days before anybody finds you.
Yeah, I mean, if you survive being shot down, I mean,
if you survive.
Yeah, if you're lucky. Honestly, if you're unlucky enough to survive, it sounds like you're better off just letting fuck the eject button, just crash into the field, because the sweet release of death is way better than starving 3 days.
For after what all is man in nature, and nothing in relation to infinity.
Oh,
You're expecting me to read all that, really?
This game really wants to be taken seriously. This is like movies that start with a Bible quote or a quote from a famous author, like, "Please take me seriously. We're quoting literature."
No affiliations or ranks to hinder us. Aces from every nation crisscross through those skies in pursuit of air superiority.
No affiliate.
The only rule of engagement.
This is fascinating, this game, because I didn't know a game that's basically pew pew the Jets had like a full on like political thriller storyline.
Well, if you want, sometime in the future, I'll do like an encore of Ace Combat 4, and you can see things that go behind the scenes with Air Force Jesus.
I might look that up myself so you don't have to play it. I'm fascinated by this. I don't understand it, but I'm fascinated. Like I'm like, because I didn't know that like we were going. I didn't think because I've only played one game, and it's like, it's basically just like, you know what? If you ever play the spin-off, it's basically Team America without the satire. That's exactly what it is.
Oh no! Additional aircraft coming! Whatever will I do? What will Air Force Jesus do?
March.
Indigo, really? You expect me to take you seriously with a name like Indigo? Which is what, some kind of purplish color?
March.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, I hit you. What do you think about that, huh? What do you think about that? Alright, fine. You want me to dogfight you? I will.
Oh, my poor buddy. He's shooting on actual film. He's asking me if changing bags are interchangeable. I'm like, what changing bags? Oh, those. Yeah, I can't tell you, buddy.
Oh, you're fine.
No, I'm talking about just... Yeah. No, I shoot on pure digital. I can't go back. This I have to find out.
Yeah, if there's any one thing I've learned by playing the Ace Combat series is that you don't exactly fire once you get a radar lock. You gotta make sure your enemy is done turning. Because eventually they'll start going in a straight line again. And here I am breaking that rule because I keep getting a lock on.
So, okay, now, out of context, just viewing this without it in my hands and the tutorial, this looks like a total clusterfuck. This looks like a total nightmare to fucking play. Just without any context of how this works or controls, this looks like a complete disaster.
It is kind of nuts.
I imagine there's no way to play in third person, I assume.
Actually, there is outside cockpit settings.
Alright, because... Yeah.
And luckily you have a wingman to rely on.
Alright.
Mostly I have them set to cover.
Alright, you can go back to first person if you want. I just had to know because... I couldn't play in first person. I got dizzy when I played in first person. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. Because I'm just sliding up and down. I'm like, oh my god.
Like you're in the cockpit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm actually doing the shit, but you know, I'm not.
I'm kind of the same way. If you look at the bottom right, you'll see me occasionally jinking my head left and right. Because I'm kind of fooled into thinking, if I just tilt my head the right way...
Could you imagine this in VR? Could you imagine if, like, does Ace Combat 7 have VR? Hold on.
I have no idea. It wouldn't surprise me if they tried implementing it
Oh
at
my-
some point.
Yes, it does have VR. Oh my god. Yes, it does. It has the PS4 version has full VR support.
Any idea about the Steam version?
I'm pretty sure if the PS4 version does, you can play it on Steam. Let me check. Let me check. Let me check the Steam page, actually. It's so hard to Google this shit and play Apex at the same time. I don't think it does. Maybe if you install some third-party stuff, you can get VR, because the PS4 version supports it. Hold on. Let me second repeat. Let me just go straight to the source here. Apparently, it's set to hit VR in 2020 on PC. I don't know why it's going to take so goddamn long, but all right. Yeah, no, for some reason the PSVR is exclusive to the game until 2020, which is an absurd waiting period.
Alright, what's the results of this?
More heavily guarded than we thought.
Heavily guarded? You don't say!
Probably would have failed. Keep up the good work.
No one has been spared.
No one shall be spared. On my signal, unleash hell. Fucking
New aircraft is available. The Gripen C. Special color's been unlocked. Ooh.
I feel like if you're a fan of like fighter planes, this is like porn. I'm sure, like, if I'm a fan of fighter planes, I'd be having like an orgasm playing this game. And it's yeah, no, but it does have VR support, which yeah, you can only play it on PS4 at the moment. It might hit PC. It should be on PC. Why it's not is fucking weird to me, because that'd be. Could you imagine this in VR? Oh my god, you know.
I can imagine. I can imagine having to whip my head around just to look up and see if there's a plane above me.
Because I had a buddy of mine who had Resi 7 on VR, and I played that, and it was an experience. Now I'm picturing like this in VR, and oh god, the crashes would be even more horrifying.
Oh, by the way, there are some missions to where there's multiple operations going on at the same time.
Oh man,
You have to pick and choose who you support.
So you can't save everyone. This is gonna be this is like damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
If you are to make sure everybody survives, you have to be quick and accurate.
Oh
You have to
man.
know exactly who to hit and when.
Oh man. Oh, that's horrible.
I'm kind of glad that Ace Combat 7 has a multiplayer.
Oh yeah, it does have it has full multiplayer too. Like apparently it's...
I don't know if it's got a co-op in campaign, but that'd be nice to hear.
I have to get a better computer for that, because this laptop, I've had this laptop since 2012. I'm planning to get a new PC eventually.
Oh, did you see the video I put up recently? The construction of Noriana 3?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, I'll just give you the brief gist of it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is fucking beautiful.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, the colors. Just
so many
the colors.
So many colors and so much minimized cables. It took a while just to figure out how to wire it properly.
Did you finish it? Or are you still working on it?
Oh, it's finished. I mean, it's why I'm doing this from.
Fuck.
I know, right?
Lucky bastard.
Well, it took an entire year to get the parts.
Yeah, because there was a period you couldn't get any PC parts. Apparently, like it was a full on like
just the video card. That's the one
Yeah,
I was having the problem with.
uh,
By the way, this card that I'm using, I had to buy it used. That's how rare these cards were at the time.
God. You bought a used fucking video card. You were desperate. Jesus.
And even then, I felt like I spent way too much. I had to spend $750 for a used 1080.
Fuck.
I know.
That's all I gotta say on that.
I'm just surprised it even works.
I'm amazed you didn't get ripped off for $700 fucking dollars.
And when the HDMI pins inside broke off, I felt like I was ripped off. But luckily, I didn't need it.
Yeah.
All I needed were the 3 DisplayPort adapters, and I was good.
My man.
That's right.
Ugh.
Can I buy that jet yet? No? Poopy.
How much is it?
215,000 credits. And I've only got about just under 30. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, fucking me. Good luck.
The pinnacle of Eurasian military aviation technology. The Wyvern combines stealth with extraordinary agility, made possible by its unique variable geometry wings.
Are we talking about a jet or a woman here?
Well, there is that line that Dr. McCoy once uttered during the Next Generation pilot. You treat her like a lady, and she'll always bring you home.
Dr. McCoy was my favorite character. He was so relatable. Because he was like the only one that wanted nothing to do with this bullshit.
Well, he even said there's even lines of him saying in the MMO game, "Look, I'm just an old country doctor."
Yeah, exactly.
And it's exactly something he would say.
Nah. Ugh, God dang it.
By the way, if you ever listen to any of the music I put on before my streams, you'll probably hear this particular tune. This is where it comes from, folks. It's called Juggernaut from Ace Combat Zero. So evidently this is a joint offensive. Okay, there's a jammer somewhere in this area. Usually it's coming from a E357 high up in the air. However, I don't think it's being used in the air this time around. Maybe it's this guy? No? Yeah, if I want to gain renegade points, I would have to destroy the yellow targets.
Oh, so you have to. What run are you going for here?
Right now I'm just going for whatever gets me further in the story.
Got it. All right. Can you do like a? I'm assuming you can do like a pure mercenary or soldier run or something.
I think there is a pure soldier run. Of course, I figured in order to get that, I would have to be somewhat of an asshole and take out civilian targets.
Oh man. Oh Jesus. That'd be fucked up, dude.
God, how many missiles do you need to die? The jammer was taking like 3 missiles. It's just a little teeny tiny thing.
Must have armored that fucking good. I mean, yeah, that's. I thought this game was about realism, and I can't destroy this jammer with more than a couple shots. Oh, shit.
Yay! I can see.
God.
I can see, and I'm almost out of missiles. Thanks.
Well, you got a machine gun, brother. I suggest you start firing it.
I probably should.
Make sure you destroy the jammers, because I feel like we're gonna be here all night if you have to fucking take those things down with that thing.
Oh, come on. Let me target the green thing. There's something. I'm guessing it's an anti-aircraft installation. Oh, it's an APC. It's hiding within all those fuel tanks. Prick.
Gonna have to be real accurate with this one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tight shot.
That's what she said?
That's a tight nut. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I need a more. Yes, I mean, I'm thinking about the mechanics of it. I'm like, yeah, it could work. Yeah, it does work. Fuck it. Oh, that's a tight shot. Like right in there. God damn. My God, a lot of dead people here.
Yep, all because of Air Force Jesus.
Air Force Jesus. Also in my game because there's a shitload of weapon crates which are dropped by dead players. So that tells me like 6 of them. It's like, fucking hell, I missed a fight. Yeah, Apex is fucking fun.
I've heard things.
I'm playing it because it's free. I didn't know I'd be this into it.
Oh,
basically-
speaking of free, I'm kind of sad I didn't have a PS3. I missed out on Ace Combat Infinity.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
It was a free thing.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a target there, so why did it go through? Huh. Almost eliminated, but not quite. Wait, you have an ocean?
Oh wait, there's an ocean.
He's like, this is our ocean. We'll never let you have it. Wait.
The game
You don't
takes
have an
place in
ocean?
such a weird alternate universe. I didn't even know there were oceans.
Oh, there are oceans. Just not
What are
one
they-
close to not Germany. At least I don't think.
I'm assuming they're called, like, instead of Pacific, they're called, like, I don't
There-
know.
There is an Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, so we are going by regular ocean names, okay.
Some of them are the same name, and some are not.
Oh man, can you please tell me the ones that are different? You have this information handy.
Well, there is an actual Dead Sea. I'll tell you that much. Let me get the actual map here. If I can pull it up quick enough. Mission success confirmed. Strange real map. Yeah, there's one called the Cascade Ocean. There's one called the Spring Sea. Supposedly, this here is the Atlantic Ocean. I think.
Jesus, like,
And there is
trying-
Antarctica.
it is okay. At least they kept that because no one cares about Antarctica.
And there's a Greenland, even though it's not really Greenland.
It's called like Blue Land or some bullshit like that.
And here in Usia, which actually the first 4 games takes place, this little continent here on the far right, there's every biome you can imagine. There's plains, there's mountains, there's ice, there's desert. There's a northern desert, which
Northern desert.
which geographically should not be possible.
A lot of this doesn't seem like it's very possible.
And this little area here, actually it's this area here that I'm highlighting. This little teeny tiny set of islands right below where it says Spring Sea, that's where the first game took place. It doesn't really tell you that
Shouldn't you be playing the game? Because I see the camera bobbling back and forth.
oh, that's the replay.
Okay, I'm like, you're probably driving into like random buildings now. Okay.
Oh no,
okay.
it's totally fine to whip out a map while flying an airplane.
Yeah, that's just completely fucking safe.
I mean, hey, it happened with Henry Rollins' pilot, Eric the pilot. I work in the cover band.
Is that hold on, what's that a reference to?
If you can find it, Henry Rollins, Eric the pilot. It's him doing one of his stand-up shows about getting to a show in Tulsa.
Oh,
And he winds up getting a chartered flight in what may as well be a canoe.
I found it. One of my favorite examples of that is the Rodney Dangerfield is like, ladies and gentlemen, we're now cruising at 200 feet, and we seem to be dropping. If you look out your right window, you see that destroyed plane there. Tim, weren't you with me on that flight? Ladies and gentlemen, we're now cruising at 200 feet, and my co-pilot says we're going to be landing way ahead of schedule.
Oh, poor Rodney.
Oh, he had the best shit because he was just so easy to listen to. My favorite is still the one that me and my dad always laugh at. I shouldn't make fun of my wife. You know, she's attached to a machine that keeps her alive. The refrigerator.
There was a moment during a Robert Klein show where he's looking upward and he's saying, "Hey Rodney, if you don't mind, we're going to tell this." And then he just interrupts himself and goes, "Oh, who am I kidding?" Then he looks down and goes, "Rodney, we're going to tell the story now." Oh, who am I kidding?
He was the funniest fuck. He was so fucking funny. He really was. He was hilarious. In my house, we pray after we eat. My wife likes to talk to me during sex. She picks up the phone at some other guy's house.
A flicker of hope.
Oh,
I love these mission names.
I love them too. They're so overdramatic. I love how earnest this is. Like, they really did put a lot of effort into this world that they've built. I mean, same with Kojima. There's a level of just earnestness that just makes me really admire the madness going on in front of me.
What country names their capital Directus?
Okay, that's stupid. Okay, they knew we were gonna hit that point. I think we were both gonna be like, "Oh, come on!"
Now,
This is.
I didn't think it'd be possible to. Actually, I still don't think it's possible to top one of Osia's names called November City, which I thought was a pretty dumb name. Hell,
Really?
Hell, even my mother, who, God rest her soul, my mother happened to be in my room when the briefing was going on with this mission involving November City, and she was like, "November City." She thought this was based on real events.
For some reason, I thought this is. For some reason, the first thing that came to my mind was November Rain. Literally, first thing smack dab in my head was November Rain. God, I hate that fucking song.
Nothing lasts forever,
I
and the
hate that
bundle
song.
hearts can change.
I love Guns N' Roses, but I can't fucking stand that goddamn song.
I can't stand Axel. He's always doing that shit with the bobbing of the head back and forth.
I know,
Even during a slow, heartwarming kind of song. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he would do that. No, but the reason Guns N' Roses were so good because we had Slash and just a bunch of great musicians for him to work with. Then he tried to go on his own, and yeah, the less said about that, the fucking better.
The less said about Chinese democracy, the better.
I thought that was never going to get released. I really did. I thought that was just doomed to sit in a vault somewhere. I was stunned when I heard that got released. And then, yeah, it wasn't worth... How long was that album in production? Like 10, 16 years?
Long enough. I think it was 10 or 11 years.
It was an absurd fucking time that album was. It's like, yeah.
And just so you know how powerful the name is, somehow it took Dr. Pepper to get the album released.
You know how powerful the name is? It's called Chinese Democracy. I'll let you figure that one out for yourself.
Dr. Pepper said that if Chinese Democracy was released, that everybody in America would get a free Dr. Pepper. And almost as if on cue, the release date comes up.
Okay, it took 10 years. Took 10 years to record this. It started recording in 97. It didn't finish until 2007. And then it was released.
Because he kept firing everybody.
Yeah, no, like I said, I was stunned when I heard this. Because I'm like, bullshit. When I hear, like, Chinese Democracy has a release date, I'm like, I'll tell you what, I'll believe it's real when it's in my fucking hands and I'm listening to it.
And the first track is called Oh My God.
Yeah, oh my title announcement of Oh My God was like a genuine deal. Yeah, I'm reading here on the Wikipedia page. Dr. Pepper had reported that they would offer a free can of its product to everyone in America, excluding...
Oh, a can, not a full bottle.
No, but also they excluded Buckethead and Slash for I don't know why. So everyone would be getting Dr. Pepper except those two guys.
But the offer was only good for one day. And you had to go on the website to claim it, but the server was in-op. So that meant that Dr. Pepper did not have to give a free Dr. Pepper to everyone in America.
No, they got a mediocre album released after 10 years of production hell, so I guess that's worth something. Seriously, I cannot describe to you the holy fuck this actually happened when that album came out. It's like... It was like if Detox had come out, you know, we're like, holy shit. But then he just finally announced, I quit. I can't fucking... we're talking about albums. You remember, you ever heard of Detox?
I don't think I ever heard the Detox album. I do remember...
Okay, yeah, no, the Detox album does not exist because Dr. Dre just procrastinated the living shit out of it, and then he got $6 million for beats, $1 billion for beats, and then just pretty much retired, did an album for the movie about his life, and then just said, yeah, I canceled Detox. You know? Like, if you think Slash is bad, go look up Dr. Dre.
Well, he does have some pretty stupid decisions. I mean, dare I mention the Black Eyed Peas and the Super Bowl?
Slash. Okay. Look, Slash is kind of the reason. Look, I'll put it like this: Guns and like "Sweet Child of Mine," which is the best song they've ever done. You can tell it's "Sweet Child of Mine" just by the few guitar licks. You just know it's the sweet child of mine.
I mean, I'm sorry to say it, I did have to agree with Lord Cat. I saw him performing alongside what's her name, Fergie, and I'm like, you are dead to me, sir.
To be fair, he may as well be dead. He did so many drugs during that period. He may as well have been dead.
Hey Slash, you want to stop shooting heroin into your cock? We're going to vote on Izzy over here. Which, yeah, I had to regurgitate an old Dennis Miller routine. How fucked up do you have to be to get kicked out of Guns N' Roses? Honestly.
That's a very good point. Like even Keith Richards almost died twice, and he's still performing. And Slash is, you know what I mean? I guess it affects different. Like I said, Robin Williams put it best. We'll all be dead and gone. Keith will be hiding in a dumpster with 5 cockroaches. You know,
there's only 2 things that will survive the Holocaust: Keith and cockroaches.
That's it. And Keith will be hiding in a fucking dumpster somewhere with like 15 cockroaches just talking to them. This is a man who survived falling out of a coconut tree. Like, remember that story?
I never heard the story.
You've never heard of the coconut? So he basically, I don't even know why, he was climbing a coconut tree, got to the top, fell off, and hit head first onto the ground. He had to go in for like brain surgery, pretty much. Yeah, he almost died.
Wow.
Although then there's the urban. It was more of an urban legend. He went to Switzerland and got a full blood transfusion. You know what I mean?
I'm hearing it, but at the same time, I'm wondering what the hell is this one normal enemy unit doing all the way out here? Sorry.
He's like it's. You ever seen Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I know of the show.
Yeah. No,
that's why you're out here. You're an ace, okay?
I was gonna say no. He's the one kamikaze pilot. He's the one who grazes the ship and thinks, "I'm going home. This is fucked up."
Yeah, fun little fact, Neon. There are named aircraft piloted by enemy aces.
Really? Yeah, that's the joke was, it's like the kamikaze pilot who just went home because he's like, oh, fuck this. Fuck this crap.
Locked on. Launched. Activate guidance.
There's another named ace, okay.
Operation is going as planned. Continue on with your duties.
Usually these guys are a lot tougher to shoot down.
I imagine they're called aces.
For a reason, yes.
That implies they're pretty good at what they do. Ace in the deck of cards beats the king. I mean ace in a deck of cards beats the king. That tells you how good an ace is.
However, they can be pretty simple to shoot down if you have something called a semi-active anti-air missile, which you have to steer it using your targeting reticle. And if your target is still in the reticle, that missile will always hit its target. Best of all, you can hit your target from very far away.
Can they shake it off? Is there like a defensive? I feel like if you fire some flares, because that's what some of these planes do. They if they're locked on, they'll fire flares, and the missile will go crazy and just kind of spur off course until it crashes.
Well, if the programming was smart, they probably would. However, a lot of the time, they're not smart because they don't know what's coming until it's too late.
Okay.
Very rarely do they dodge from that far away.
Yeah, I imagine. Do they have it? Do they shoot? Do you have option to shoot flares in this game?
There are some aircraft that can fire off ECM pods that can disrupt enemy radar, but flares, no.
Okay, because there's that's something that aircraft used to do. Aircraft used to do. They would shoot flares, and that would disrupt the missile's pattern because it didn't know what it was supposed to hit at. You're like,
Yay!
All enemy forces near Solus Ortis have been eliminated.
Solus Ortis.
The rest is up to the ground forces. GOM team, mission complete. Return to base.
Golem team sounds rather calm, doesn't it? Calm, non-threatening. Oh, it's just Golem team. Whee! I'm watching my own replay. Something that I know it's probably not a feature in the new Ace Combat 7 game. One thing that would be really nice is if you could watch an entire battle from very far away, just to watch your plane do all those crazy loops that you were doing in the entire mission.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Someone brought this shit up again. Do you remember the story of that munchkin on The Wizard of Oz who reportedly had hanged himself during the filming of the movie?
I do, and I remember seeing it. There was a Flash movie called Urban Legends where it showed the footage, but it turned out no, it was just a bat.
Well, what it was it was a bird.
Bird.
It was a bird or something because they let the what they did was they let the animals run around the set to try to make it more fantastical. And this turns into a bunch of people. I just like it's so funny. Turns into a bunch of people thinking it's an extra committing suicide on camera. It's definitely more interesting than it just being basically just a bird that got into the shot.
Hey, Neon. Fun little fact. I'm actually in my closet right now, and for whatever reason, my microphone can still pick me up.
Yeah, I can still hear you a little bit.
Yeah, it's a really nice mic. I just got this recently. It's a AverMedia USB mic.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah, the really, really expensive $1,000 studio mic is now back in the studio where it belongs.
Good. No offense. If that the mic shouldn't be on your dirty desk. That should be in the studio. If you're gonna spend $1,000 on a fucking microphone, treat it with some goddamn care. I'm sorry. As someone who's worked
fine.
I've worked with equipment that people have just destroyed. I'm like, you fuckers.
Well, it's fine. To be fair though, it was never really on the desk. It was on a mic stand right next to the desk.
Oh, thank God. All right. Thank God.
It was at risk, however, because recently the cats knocked it over twice.
Oh.
Luckily, it landed in my chair.
Okay, thank God. I thought you were gonna say they pissed on it or something.
No. Luckily, they can't climb up the mic stand.
Okay. I used to have cats that once had two cats fighting for territory. One of them pissed on my desk, so I have bad. Whenever I hear a cat got on my desk, I immediately think, "Oh, he pissed on it, didn't he?" I have a bad because they were having like bad territorial fights, and this involved them pissing everywhere.
Okay, I'm gonna save real quick, and I'm gonna head outside the room for a moment.
You do that?
I'll be right back.
I'm just reading some fucking shit here.
I figure I'll be missing this briefing.
Preparations to liberate Directus are now complete. I will now brief you on the Ustio 6th Air Division's role in regaining control of the capital. Directus is divided into 5 administrative wards, centering on the River Criscare. Powerful weapons have been placed in each ward, comprising the Belkan Army's Ustio branch headquarters. This battle will determine our fate, as the annihilation of all enemy forces will mean liberation for the nation of Ustio. The enemy forces are primarily comprised of ground troops, but we have received information that, while not yet confirmed, there is also a squadron of high-tech enemy fighters. Your orders are to destroy the Belkan forces and liberate Directus. We can't afford to lose.
Yeah, I was trying to find Hoover. I gotta remember, he's not exactly Hoovy, because we have a Hoovy, but he's a turtle.
You do have vacuum cleaner.
Sorry, the headphones weren't on all the way. What were you saying?
Do you have vacuum cleaner?
Technically, yes. I was preferring not to scare the kitty cat.
No, I meant you named him Hoover and Henry.
Well, he kinda
You have the Henry Hoover.
We do have a cat named Hoover because he likes to run his nose along the floor like a Hoover.
All right,
But
that's because that's
turns out
Sorry.
he was behind me the whole time.
oh, that happens a lot.
Yeah, this little guy, he well, there's no safe way to do this, I suppose. But yeah, that's my
look
Hoover.
at that. She's gorgeous. Is it a he or a she?
It's a he.
He's gorgeous. Look at him, and he just loves. I love when my cat does that. I hold them like babies. I love him.
Yeah, he loves the way he's being held as well. Which I'm worried now because he's probably not going to want this arm back. I need my left hand to play games.
Dang it!
There you go. All right, I'll see you later.
Adorable.
Yeah, that one is a lot more tamer, although it will get to places where it shouldn't be. The other one, the much bigger, and I'm guessing older one, we named him Kirby. He's a gray cat, and he loves getting on the keyboard when I'm trying to sleep.
Any specific reason for that, or just because?
Might be because it's lit.
That's probably why.
I mean, let me go ahead and pan the camera downward a little bit. I mean, there's the keyboard, there's my mouse pad, which is also lit. And you might see my mouse, which is also lit. It's a red dragon.
God damn, that's beautiful.
And then, of course, there's the computer.
Yeah, Jesus.
I've become addicted to RGB.
I could tell why. It's fucking beautiful. It's like it just lights up. It just looks appealing.
I mean, who needs overhead lights at that point? I mean, you got all this.
All I have is a fucking keyboard I bought from Staples, which is I don't know if that's available in America, but it's basically a computer store in Canada.
Staples?
Do you have a Staples in America?
Dude, it's everywhere. It's an office supply store, right?
Oh, yeah, okay, because shit here that, that you can only get, like, there's some companies here that are exclusive to Canada, then I have to explain what they are. It's like, it's an example of one.
Oh, yeah, we have in fact, there was one just across the parking lot from the totally not corporatized thrift shop where I used to work.
Oh, what do you do now?
Nothing. I've been unemployed for 2 weeks. Which has given me plenty of time to work on the Ace Combat series. Even though I still just do it at night.
Yeah.
It kind of says a lot about me.
Because I work construction, so I work blood and steel all fucking day. It's tiring. I might be actually starting here's the thing, I'm probably in the next month or two going to be doing late shifts at the office because I'm moving into a paperwork position for my contract company, so I'll be working from 3 till probably 11, so I'm going to have to do a lot of shit earlier than what I used to do. I'll be doing night shifts whenever. Make it work. We'll make it work.
We'll make it work.
I'm not looking forward to doing that. I'm really not. I like 9 to 5, damn it. like working like a normal person. I don't want to get home at like midnight or 1 in the morning. You know?
Dude, that's how it was working at the dog track. There
Oh,
was
you
some
worked?
nights. There was a. It's a, kind of like a backwater casino.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
Um,
know what a dog track is.
Well, this particular one was a backwater casino. It just happened to have a dog track. There was this big voting ordinance thing to where everybody could vote as to whether or not the dog track could start using table games to earn revenue. Everybody voted yes because they all wanted more money coming into the state, and so it became a casino, and I started working there.
What did you do?
I was a busser at one of their one of their restaurants. It was the restaurant that oversaw the dog track itself. So I got to watch the races at the same time.
That would have been great. I used to love going to dog races because there was a big market here for a while in Ontario, at least in like mid Ontario. There's like a huge dog race track here. They advertise all the time, and it's pretty ridiculously popular.
One thing I really liked about it, looking back on it, is that I was always running up and down these flights of stairs to get to different decks, so I can get to the customers, so I could bust their tables, and it kept me fit.
Honestly, working at a dog track can be more fun than working on a construction site.
I say this because I was 275 then, and now I'm 371. I think I've gained 100 pounds.
Damn, I haven't weighed myself. I haven't checked. I cut down my drinking. I'm just drinking light beer now, so cutting my drinking down exponentially. I'm still drinking, but I'm drinking light beer just so I don't gain weight. I still get drunk, but you know what I mean?
My dad and I are working on a plan to start going to the gym because our stepmom has a membership with Planet Fitness, and we're planning to all go as a family.
My sister's working as a she's working as a receptionist at a local gym, and if she's there for 3 months, she gets a free membership for a year for another person. So I'm probably gonna take it.
I see.
I mean, my job is basically working out, but I like to, do workout that doesn't involve me breaking my back lifting bags of cement all day and using a fucking sledgehammer. Yeah.
What was that? Was that a named ace I saw? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna shoot you down and shove a big missile up your tailpipe. What do you think about that, pal? Huh? Okay, I know which one is shooting at me.
Warning, the enemy's locked onto you.
You. You're the one I'm looking for. You're the one I want.
You're the one. Trying to remember. What song was that again?
I have no clue. I was never big on pop music. In fact, I even went to war with my manager over the whole idea of pop music being played in the back.
Well, that's the reason we're a construction site. It's the fucking. We play the old. We got Sirius XM recently. Someone was nice enough to give us a subscription, so we've been playing the '70s station that replays all the Casey Kasem top 40s. Those are so much fun to listen to throughout the day. Sirius XM is actually pretty fucking good. This, I swear, is true.
Okay, evidently I spend way too much time taking out the ace because my allies are like, help! For the love of God, help me! Who parks a surface-to-air missile launcher next to a church? Come on.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Oh, that's right. Totally not Germans. Okay.
Yeah. That is the most German thing I've ever heard. Totally not German. That's probably as German as you can get.
If you're listening, dude, if you're listening, I'm sorry, Darish. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Maluku.
Are these guys German?
Yes.
Hey, if you guys are listening, can you also answer why, when I read that German history book, the years 1939 to 1945 just don't exist? I'm very curious to know why. Oh, I've pissed off so many people with that one.
Evidently not Germany heard you, because I just got shot down.
Okay, it works. Got it. But no, seriously, like, this is a country that even if you mention Nazis, you can get arrested. To be honest, I don't blame them, because I certainly as hell would not be proud of that as well.
Yeah, I believe it happened to Grace Slick as well. Because there was a story about her goose-stepping all over the stage, and she was like, "Who won the war? Who won the war?" I'm like, oh god.
Who won the war? Not you, clearly. Not you.
Hippies did not win the war.
I mean, Japan didn't win, but at least I don't think they've gone to war since. They just moved they just spent all the money they would have spent on military and other shit. Like pornography, computers and pornography, you know.
They didn't invent the TV, but they certainly perfected the TV.
Yeah, they also perfected the niche group of animated pornography.
They also perfected the video game, which they didn't invent, but you may as well think they did, because
like I said, all that money was supposed to go to the military, which they, after surrendering, they don't really want to go back to war now. They're still not very proud of that. I don't blame them.
I'm kind of sad we never could have come up with Mario.
You know, you can tell though that had to have come from a country that doesn't have Italians in them. That had to have come from a country, like, at least America has Italians. Japan, So, tell you what, you find me a Japanese Italian and I'll be impressed. Well, speaking of Italians, you read what happened in Staten Island today.
Jason posted about that. I'm like,
yeah, no, it's the first major assassination of a New York mob boss since 1985.
Damn.
Paul Castellano was killed by John Gotti, who
just outside his house.
Yeah, just outside his house. He got shot 6 times in the chest, and then they ran him over.
Motherfucker can't even go out and get the mail.
That's dude. No offense, if you're a fucking mob boss, I would definitely have some. By the way, I like to call that hit the Versace, because Johnny Versace went out, got the paper. He also got shot dead. So I call that hit the Versace. But yeah, no, Paul Castellano in 1985 was shot dead in front of a steakhouse by what was ordered by John Gotti, who then ironically took over the crime family after killing him.
Yeah, you know I see you, Church Sam.
No, it's a great reminder though that those guys are. Mafia's never gonna die. I mean, that's just proof, Seriously though, that's a brutal fucking method to kill somebody. Like, middle of the night, they're gonna go out in the paper, they fucking shoot him 6 times in the chest, and that's not enough. We gotta mow him down with the pickup truck. I also don't think they were a rival family, or maybe they were contracted out from a rival family because they would ride from the pickup truck. You know what I mean?
This is definitely past The Godfather.
Well, like I said, fun fact: the Godfather is mostly made up. Mario Puzo, when he wrote that book, was just made all that shit up, and then the mafia loved it so much they adopted it. I'm dead serious. Like all that shit in the movie was the the horse head, the sending a fish after you kill somebody, the you can only ask for a favor on the day of the daughter's wedding. That was all completely made up, and they loved it so much it's now official. He knew nothing about the mob. He hadn't even gone.
I read that the movie was actually better than the book. In one of the rare cases to where the movie was better.
Up here, I can't hear you.
Apparently, the movie was. It was one of the rare cases where the movie was better than the book.
Well, the IP. It's one of those examples where you keep forgetting there is a. It's like there's a book of never-ending story. You know that, right?
I figured as much. I mean, it's mostly German in nature, right?
That's why it's made. Yeah, it was made by a German filmmaker. That's why. Yeah. Yeah, that's why it was made by a German film crew. Because it's a German book.
Which might explain why the childlike empress has a name that it sounds gibberish whenever the kid screams out the window. I mean, what the hell did he scream?
I don't know, but all I know is it explains also why they killed the fucking horse, because this is Germany. There can't be nice things in Germany. There's also what is he saying? God damn it. Fuck, I've seen that movie a couple times. I have no idea what he's saying.
They're faster than anything we've come across. Commence intercept.
God, to this day, I've always thought what the author of the book would think if he ever saw 2 and 3. The fucking, those other films they made after that one film. That would have been fucking so. I think he would have killed himself again.
Okay, so we got a bit of a boss battle going here.
Oh, we'll get a boss battle in oh man, this will be fun.
This is probably going to hurt because I only got about 28 missiles left.
Alright, well.
Granted,
Good luck,
I do have machine guns, but these guys do not hold still long enough for me to shoot them. So that's going to be a problem.
Nah.
Luckily, they give you 15 minutes to do it.
Play by the Marine rules. One shot, one kill.
Warning, the enemy's locked onto you.
Alright, one of them is down. Now to get the other one. And hope that my wingman actually does as he's told. Can you use your special weapon, pal? Oh, that's right, you only have a bomb. Never mind. Yeah, what's he gonna do? Drop poop on the enemy? Okay.
Oh man, you know what? That would be one hell of a fucking deterrent. That would be one hell of a fucking weapon to unleash in war. Like we're fighting like Syria or something. How are we going to stop? Everyone shit in a bucket, put it in the back of the plane. Like that's fucked. Just imagine, like there's a great story, and I'm blown away. It's never been done again. There was a guy, they were trying to get out of an embassy somewhere, the U.S. military, and he was in a religious commune. They wouldn't let him out. So they played Slayer for like 72 hours on loudspeakers until they caved in and just let him out. I'm dead serious. Like this is one of the greatest stories of military strategy I've ever read. It was probably Slayer. It was a whole bunch of death metal.
Approaching gun range. I know Cypher and Pixie can get the job done. Warning, the enemy's tracking you on radar.
My wingman's name is Pixie.
That is that is that is as hard, that is hardcore as fuck. You know, when I saw Full Metal Jacket, that's probably why he got Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. He's called Pixie, and now he's just kept that shit with him like a badge of honor.
Oh, he finally held still for me. Okay.
Why Pixie? I'm curious. That must be like, why would you call yourself Pixie in the military? I guess because like you turn the enemy into gold dust. Like I don't fucking get it.
Was he gonna wear a blonde wig and come down in gold robes? No, I'm joking. Wrong gold dust.
oh, I totally forgot about that one.
And he would have been your hero because he did his first gimmick, despite the fact he still wore the wig and wore the robes. His gimmick was that he would spout off movie quotes.
Not that. Like I said, I just find that funny as hell. Let's go. This. Well, what was it like? Say hello to my little friend, I guess. And he pulled out his fucking cock or something.
No, I think that was saved for the Flight from Hell.
Good one.
Where he was serenading his ex-wife, and Jim Ross was like, "Dude, stop."
You know what? I'm convinced that wasn't scripted because these guys were so fucked up on drugs and steroids, whatever the fuck else they were taking during that period. That, like, you know what I mean? I'm sure that was not scripted. Jim Ross was actually terrified. He's like, "Oh my god, there might be sexual assault here tonight."
Whatever it is, it's always during it was always during the foreign tours.
Oh,
where all this shit was going on. They were coming back from a pay-per-view in Britain when this all happened.
Well, I mean, it reminds me of like why they did like the Rumble and the Rumble in the Jungle, or like what was it in Manila or something, because they didn't have to pay taxes there and the laws were a little more lenient, so they could do more crazy shit.
If you ever want to read about pure madness in wrestling, just look up WWF Flight from Hell.
I've read that. I've been like, but this day, there'll never be like a real like tell-all film about wrestling. Like there were talks like they're gonna make Chris Benoit. I'm like, that will never happen as long as the WWE is still a company, because they've been trying to bury that motherfucker for years, you know. Like, because there were stories that they were going to make a film on Chris, but I'm like, yeah, that's never going to happen as long as Vince McMahon is breathing, as long as the company's still around. That will never happen.
I have a feeling it'll be the same way even with Triple H. He ain't going to let that go.
No. Well, I know they're making one on Hulk Hogan, which could be fucking fun, as long as they like. I'm hoping like really go into the shit though, because the fucking the late years of Hulk Hogan are the saddest shit ever. Like. The whole fucking shebang, the whole like the son being killed, the sex tape leak. It's fucking tragic. Like it's.
Hey son, here's a 6-pack of beer.
Yeah. God, what is it with fucking wrestlers and children? Like seriously, Chris Benoit, fucking him. Like, don't have children if you're a wrestler, because this is just gonna end terribly. I'm still convinced he cross-faced his own child into a coffee table. I want to believe that so bad. I really do. And you know what? How poetic justice is that? Seriously, I did a whole thing on Chris Benoit. How poetic is that he killed himself with the very thing that made him who he was at that point? You know? He uses that weight machine every single day. And it would be the thing he killed himself with. Like, how there's like poetic beauty to that to me. Well, granted, he was pretty mentally ill, so I mean, maybe it's a complete accident, but still.
Yeah,
what other wrestlers? I just find that story so fascinating. Like the whole like his whole just complete descent of madness, you know. Because that's like, if you want to talk about like pure madness in wrestling, that's about as fucked up as it gets.
Yeah, we'll probably also never hear about the story of Lady Killer. I mean, Jimmy Snuka.
Oh, completely forgot about that.
Golem Team's mission is to launch an aerial strike on Gladys.
Oh yeah, there was one of those guys. Yeah, the OJ of wrestling.
In all probability,
And the police would not let it go. Because they
Well,
did.
we talk about the Mexican, right? The Mexican wrestler who.
I don't know what he was. I just know
Okay.
that I just know that Jimmy Snuka was a superstar from the 70s and 80s. He was famous for jumping off the steel cage.
Yeah, no, him. Yeah,
in
the
Madison
lady.
Square Garden.
Yeah, the lady killer. Yeah, no, he was indicted for third-degree murder.
Yeah, supposedly she fell on the sidewalk or something. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I looked up lady killer wrestler and found an even more fucking horrifying story. Okay, so Juan Bizarra is a Mexican pro wrestler and serial killer sentenced to 759 years in prison for the murders of 42 to 48 elderly women. Damn. Oh, holy shit. I gotta read about this.
Gosh, I remember reading a.
Okay,
I remember
Sorry.
reading this one website called The Weird World of Wrestling. There was a there was a wrestler in the Indies. He had the same gimmick as that one promo where The Rock more or less made fun of every legend from the 80s. He did an impression of Flair, he did an impression of Savage, did one of Hogan, did one of I think Bret Hart, and then he cut into "If you smell" after that. Now imagine a character which is nothing but mixing gimmicks. Macho Warrior Rick Hogan. This was his name. He dressed like Savage. He had the arm tassels like the Warrior, and he cut Flair style promos. And he would be like superhuman like Hulk Hogan. Yeah. It was a really weird gimmick. But even weirder was the fact that he was found with mountains of child porn on his computer.
Wait, who is this?
He went by the name Macho Warrior Rick Hogan.
Okay, sorry, I'm just reading about this woman here. The Mexican. She's a woman too, by the way. Macho, what is it? Macho
Warrior.
Okay.
Rick Hogan.
I'm sorry, I just found that and I'm just completely fucking enamored with it. Hogan. So I'm just gonna read this here. So
and
Macho.
I'm just gonna take this beat up jet into the sky because I'm Air Force.
So
Jesus, damn it.
What's Macho Warrior Rick Hogan? Okay, let's go through this here.
So what do these sprites do exactly? I don't know.
Oh,
You're referring to my wingman Pixie. I'm talking to the wait.
No,
that's-
no,
that-
I
that's-
found
that's
it.
not, that's not my chat. I was looking at the wrong chat. Shit.
Found the fucking story. Oh my god.
Okay,
That's
Frankenstein is going, hey, what? And I'm like, okay. What are you going, what about? I can help. I can maybe elaborate for you if need be. That was his name in the LK chat room. I just call him Frankenstein. That's who I know him as.
All right, no, I'm just reading that story. You told me I found it. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. You know how scared I am having to look that up, that I'm probably gonna get a fucking warning from the FBI or something.
Well, it's not really a crime to look up true crime. I mean, hell, there's
No,
an industry
I'm
based on it.
just saying the keywords I was using to look for the police report of this guy definitely may raise some suspicion. Whatever. No, it's just because it's look. I mean, you know, look. There's having demons as a wrestler. Then there's that. That's a whole other ball game right there. This guy was into. There's a bunch of other fucked up wrestlers. Who else is there? Like, wrestlers are basically G.G. Allen, but rather than played music, they just beat the shit out of each other.
Just don't bite the dust.
Also, they don't really pass out on the toilet and die.
Oh, that's the. You know what? I so to this day wished that he had died the way he was planning. He was going to commit suicide on stage. Everyone went to his shows just so they hoped they could see that. That was the original plan. He was going to commit suicide on stage, and then he just died of a heroin overdose. I'm like, pussy.
I'm trying to remember which magazine it was that made fun of the idea of suicide rock. I think it was either Mad Magazine or Cracked Magazine, but
Probably
they
Mad
wanted,
Magazine.
They had this article about different genres of music, and one was of course suicide rock, where the band kills himself on stage.
That's what G.G. Allen was planning before the whole heroin overdose. Which that would have been incredible. Like, could you imagine that being the final?
The ultra conservative rapper parents. Eat your vegetables, say your prayers, God says you should, that kind of thing. But with a rap kind of beat.
Oh man. Because this was the 90s, and this is when NWA was just starting off, so rap was the devil's music.
And then there's the band that's so hip, so cool they refuse to even play their instruments on stage.
Wow, that's pretty accurate. A couple of those suicide right, because that was what G.G. Allen was planning, which. That's why you go to a G.G. Allen show. You're like, I gotta see if he does it. Because you didn't know. Gigi was just so fucked up, you didn't know. And that's a film that I'd love to see get made. Because, like, the last 24 hours of that man's life is completely fucking insane. I mean, he ran out in the streets of Manhattan naked, shitting on himself. I mean, covered in blood and feces. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I actually have an aunt named Gigi.
Is it actually spelled GG?
We nicknamed her just the two letters Gigi. I mean, she actually has a real name. It's just we like calling her Gigi because it's easier to say. What was one of the other sections of the joke article? There was also the uber feminist band that hates their male audience.
Who's that a reference to? I feel like that's a reference to because all these are clearly references to.
It probably is, but they're all drawn like uber punk chick kind of rock, and one band member's like, he called you cute, break his legs.
Oh man, Jesus fucking Christ! That's probably Mad, because Mad had a lot more balls than Crack did. Mad would put out some real fucked up shit. Mad back in the day was like hardcore, man. Some of the stuff they were putting out. Yeah, Mad had way more balls than Crack ever did.
There's an effort right now to actually digitize all of their magazines.
Oh, I'm down for that, because there's some genius shit in there that deserves to be preserved.
You know what? After this, I'll hook you up.
I'm down. This is power fucking shit.
I have what's available. I'll hook
Set
you
it up. I'm down. Hell yeah.
There's also one for all the issues of Cracked from back in the early '60s.
Oh, I'd love to read those too. How far back did they go?
Mad started back in the 40s with EC Comics. That's actually where Tales from the Crypt came from.
Yeah, I know EC Comics. Everyone knows. I'm assuming, because I'm trying to think here. Like, did they ever do a joke about the Kennedy assassination? I feel like they did.
You know, it wouldn't
Like-
surprise me.
Yeah, because if they're like from the early '60s, depending on how early, like if they're before '63, they probably tapped that well pretty fucking strong when that happened. Because that was like 9/11. You know, that was like the original like American tragedy. Was the fucking day Kennedy was shot.
Okay, I need to head back to base because I'm out of missiles. Holy shit. Luckily, I still have my semi-active missiles, so I guess I can shoot down some planes with those, but I can't take out anything else. I'm done. Luckily, this is the first mission, I think, where I can actually go to, like, the edge of the map and get reloaded. Yeah, with, I think Ace Combat 4 was the first one that lets you return to base to reload on ammo. Before that, if you were out of missiles, you were done. You had to use your guns and hope that you had enough to take out your targets. A lot of the time, by the way, all the games followed an arcade-style layout to where you had a time limit.
Yeah.
As you can see from the upper left corner, I have a quota. I have to actually reach 16,000 points to finish the mission. The bare minimum. Frankenstein just saw a YouTube video of Rick Hogan. What a lard ass. Yeah, he was a lard ass. Along with Super Duper Mario. Yeah, that was a thing. Some fat guy wanted to be a Mario wrestler.
How did that go?
I figure it went about as well as anyone expected.
It'd be like Movie Bob going out to wrestle. That fucking costume. That fucking costume. Oh man. Oh man, I still check the Twitter every now and then, and I regret it the minute I do. I really do. I regret every time I do it. I'm like, why the fuck did I do this?
Did you also regret when we watched some of his old movies, old videos, just to comment on them?
They got progressively like more fucked up as they went on, especially the what was supposed. Did you ever see what was supposed to be like the last Game Over Thinker episode? Did you ever see that? It was like,
how many different thinkers did he come up with? There was the retro thinker, there was necro thinker, the future thinker,
necro thinker.
the
Sounds
necro as in dead.
The final episode. That's what it was supposed to be. It's like over 30 minutes long, almost 30 minutes long, and it's like, why do people who make like shitty video reviews feel like they have to have a story? You're not making Rashomon. You're making a 20-minute YouTube review. God damn it!
Exactly.
Like Kick-Assia is not Rashomon. God damn it! I still love pointing.
Kick-Assia was just simply a bunch of dudes running around in the desert. That's all it ever was.
I still love pointing out that To Boldly Flee is actually 2 minutes longer than Seven Samurai. And, like, you know, Seven Samurai has characters and a story that could actually be called a plot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Hell, Seven String Samurai had a plot.
It did, actually. It had enough of, you know, Seven String Samurai is actually, you know what? Seven String Samurai is better than a lot of things. Better than Kick-Assia. Never mind, or anything that man ever made.
I love how the game allows you to listen into the enemy chatter, and they start speaking of you like you're the devil or something, which can only mean one thing, that you are truly Air Force Jesus.
Air Force Jesus.
It's kind of a play on the whole mythos that people generate as to what supposedly he's going to do when he comes back. Supposedly he's going to kill people. I'm like, no, you missed the point. Also, it plays on the fact that, hey, supposedly this one lone fighter pilot turned the tide of an entire war. I mean, it had nothing to do with the ground forces taking cities. No, it was all because of this one guy. I just find that really funny. When are you going to blow up? There it goes. Like, how many missiles do you need? So I got 20 minutes to finish this mission. There is a mission, by the way, that is so... where the whole mission is just a boss fight.
I can tell, because it's just fucking going on.
But it's a boss fight that requires that, well, it doesn't require, but they give you an entire hour to beat this guy. And it's one of those missions where when you see it, you'll understand why. It doesn't necessarily involve like enemy plane versus enemy plane, but there are enemy planes involved, but they're not necessarily required to beat the boss. I'll go ahead and spoil it. It's this gigantic, unrealistic looking airborne carrier. Something you would expect in a sci-fi novel. A flying battleship that has a runway.
I thought this was supposed to be a realistic game.
I know. And when you see it, all of that goes out the window. And
look,
supposedly it's employed by a country that has a shit economy, so they invade another nation so they can recoup some of their losses.
It makes even fucking less sense.
Yeah, because if they don't have an economy, then how can they afford this giant battleship?
But not even that. Like if they didn't have the economy to afford it, how do they have the economy to invade another country, then steal their funds, then make a goddamn ship? Like, the fact they had to invade another country makes even goddamn less sense.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
It's just painful to watch and painful to fight because
I imagine
holy
that
shit.
no offense to this is starting to fucking slow to a goddamn crawl. Like it was moving at a brisk enough pace. Now we've just like
now we're actually doing a full-on campaign. And that timer is going to go all the way down to 0.
Ugh.
I mean, it's one of those missions to where it ends regardless if you're done or not.
So it doesn't really matter if you kill him or not.
The game actually expects you to not be able to kill everybody.
I don't know if that's more insulting than just letting you lose immediately if the time runs out.
Well, that's why there's a minimum requirement to finishing the mission. When you reach it, you get a C rank, and then the more targets you kill, it goes up to B, then A, then S rank. And luckily, the game throws you a bone by letting you go back to base to reload.
Oh, thank God. So the game's not completely, like, just completely what's the term?
Unfair?
Not unfair. Yeah, just unreasonable. Completely unreasonable. I was gonna say, not unfair. It's unreasonable that they expect you to fucking do 2 levels of this and not refill your supplies.
Well, to be fair, they didn't start doing these long missions until the 4th game, where they did start implementing refilling. Before that, it was just simply go in, shoot down fighter jets, win.
Yeah, come down, shoot down X amount of fighter jets, then come home. We'll put up the George W. Bush mission accomplished sign, and we're good to go.
We're bringing freedom. I can't do a proper impression because it involves squinting my eyes, and I need to see.
No. Honestly, no, I would rather. It's hard to do George. It's hard to do a George W. Bush impression. At least at the moment.
At least not without bursting out laughing.
Yeah, pretty much that too.
We're bringing freedom to the savage world.
To the savage world. Actually, it's gotten worse. That's the problem. It's gotten fucking worse.
They're freedom haters. We're
freedom
haters.
Freedom haters.
We're freedom lovers. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Don't tell lovers. Lovers.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't say lovers. We're trying to outlaw gay relationships here.
Well, it would explain a lot because they kept firing all the gay Arabic translators, and it just turned out all the Arabic translators were gay.
For some reason, I know. Like, there has to be a connection. I'm sorry if you're gonna have that many translators.
because the people in charge at the time are assholes.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Well, look, any department that has Dick Cheney is destined to be a hellhole. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
This is a man who shot his friend hunting quail. Okay, how the fuck do you do that? When quail hunting, and he was pretty much trying to fucking kill him or intimidate him.
Yeah, plus you don't really hunt quail. You just simply...
Yeah, it was pretty much attempted murder. Pretty much what it was.
And they were hunting from their car.
They basically... Lewis Black put it best, they turned a petting zoo into Auschwitz.
Pull over, I want to kill that.
Yeah, they turned petting zoo into Auschwitz. That's what it was.
Oh, so the game ends when I reach 16,000 points. Okay. The mission ends. I'm sorry.
Well, it's good. Well, it's good because that means we don't have to fucking deal with this anymore. We can move on to something more interesting.
Like the next mission.
Don't you dare replay this. Don't you dare replay this goddamn.
Oh, it's not. It's not that kind of replay. It's more of a look at all your glory shots.
Okay. I'm like, they're gonna replay the whole fucking thing. I'm like, no, I've done it once. I don't ever want to do it again. Just watching that was excruciating. I can't imagine playing it.
We are currently investigating this incident. Yes, we're investigating why a lone aircraft is suddenly able to blow up so many ground targets. Okay.
Also, how a country with no economy managed to afford what is essentially a fucking warship in the sky.
Now, to be fair, that wasn't this game. That's actually that's actually the one that was only on Xbox 360.
Oh, so